Live, local, now. This is WIS News 10.
Good evening and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Norman. New at 11. A Midlands teacher is facing charges after authorities say she taped 2 students to their desk chairs. It happened at Sandhills Middle School in Gaston. Lexington County deputies say on Thursday, 26-year-old Janine Clark taped 2 male students to their desk chairs with their hands bound with tape. Deputies say Clark also put tape over one of the students' mouths and allowed another student to tape the other student to a chair. Clark is charged with 2 counts of cruelty to children. She faces a $200 fine or up to 30 days in jail. Many parts of the Palmetto State are still in desperate need of rain. The Department of Natural Resources has upgraded all southern counties and coastal communities in the lower Savannah River Basin from normal to the first level of drought. Barnwell County has been moved into moderate status. Officials say many of these counties have not had significant rainfall since October. But fortunately, rain is on the way as we take a live look now over our capital city where a slow drizzle is already starting to come down. Vaughn, much needed here in the Midlands.
Absolutely. And this is what we need, the slow, the steady variety. We're going to have it for at least the next hour or two because you can see it on the radar. Good soaking rain moving through the area. We'll have another round tomorrow and we'll continue to see the opportunity for rain in and around the forecast area right through Sunday, Monday, and even into your Tuesday. You can see the storm system that's moving out. This is only round 1 for us. We're going to continue to see the rounds adding up. Looks like we'll see 3 areas of low pressure moving in, and those 3 will add up to possibly about 3 inches of rain by the time it's all said and done on your Tuesday. As we look at the numbers now, notice again, light variety of rainfall, nothing really heavy, nothing to write home about, but good light rain for us. 50 degrees in Columbia, also in Lexington for you now, 47 in North. You're at 45 in Aiken and in Newberry at this hour. As we take a look at what happens in the future, we progress the model. You'll see the first wave of energy moving through now. That's going to last for us off and on until we get to tomorrow evening or so. And then we'll see a break into your Monday and then another round as we transition into your Monday during the day and right through Monday afternoon. At times, we could certainly see a few heavy downpours. And hey, you can't rule out the possibility of hearing a few rumbles of thunder. I don't expect to see a host of areas getting severe weather, but we could certainly see a severe storm or a strong storm or 2 moving through the area about Tuesday or so as the back end of the last system moves through. For tomorrow, 52 degrees with off and on rain showers. We'll talk about the rest of your forecast coming up.
A raging blaze has engulfed at least 8 buildings in Cambridge, Massachusetts tonight. Officials say the 10-alarm fire damaged 11 total structures, destroying 8 and burned several parked cars. Now, no residents were hurt, but officials say 6 first responders did suffer minor injuries. Nearly 150 firefighters from 17 nearby areas helped battle that blaze. Officials say more than 1,600 people are without power after it was shut off because the flames were burning the electrical wires. Now, the cause of the fire is still under investigation.
This is a devastating scene. This is complicated, and it is going to take us time to do the methodical, thorough, and professional investigation that these families deserve to find out what in fact happened.
Another fire, this one more than 3,000 miles away and deadly. At least 9 people are dead, 25 more unaccounted for. This after a 3-alarm fire broke out in a warehouse in Oakland, California. It happened during a party last night. Chris Pallone reports.
Nearly a full day since fire swept through an Oakland, California warehouse, which was hosting a dance party, investigators still haven't made much progress in finding victims. They say the roof and part of the second floor collapsed in the inferno.
This is very bad wreckage, very twisted debris in there. It's actually very hard to describe. It's like a maze. There's wires and beams and metal and wood. It's all fallen on top of each other.
Those who escaped the fire say there could have been more than 50 people inside when it broke out. Investigators believe at least 24 are still missing.
We expect the death toll from this event to rise.
People like Daniel Vega have had an excruciating wait for information. He fears his brother is among the victims.
And I called my mom, and she was like, hey, and I said, where's my little brother? I said, Mom, where's my little brother?
The warehouse is known as the Oakland Ghost Ship, studio space for artists. Fire investigators say it was cluttered with furniture, wood, and artwork. The only way to the second floor was a staircase made from wood pallets. Bob Muley tried to pull another man out as he escaped, but the fire was too intense.
And there was a lot of stuff in the way. The flames were too much. Too much smoke, and I had to let him.
Investigators say the warehouse did not have a sprinkler system and probably didn't have smoke alarms either. Public records show the city opened an investigation last month to determine whether the ghost ship was operating legally. But it appears that investigation came too late for possibly dozens of people. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
We're now getting a new look at a crash in Richland County involving a train and a car. Highway Patrol troopers say a car sitting on train tracks was hit by a train. It happened around 4:30 this afternoon near one of the entrances to the village at Sandhill in northeast Columbia. Troopers say the car was waiting in traffic when it happened. The driver was able to get out of the car before the crash. No injuries have been reported. New details tonight in a deadly crash on Leesburg Road in Hopkins. The victim has been identified as 29-year-old Sean Wooten of Gilbert. Officials say the crash happened around 8:30 Friday morning at the intersection of Leesburg and Congress Roads. Officials say Wooten's car crashed into another vehicle. The Richland County coroner says Wooten was wearing his seatbelt and died due to blunt force trauma. The crash is still under investigation. The pain of losing a loved one to drunk driving is something many families deal with every year, and that pain can be amplified around the holidays. Mothers Against Drunk Driving held a candlelight vigil for victims' families to support each other during what can be a tough time without their loved ones. WIS's Caroline Patricus reports.
These are the faces of those killed in drunk driving-related crashes in South Carolina. And these are the people left behind in pain.
It's hard. It still seemed like yesterday.
Ramona Huff's son was killed last year on his way to see his father. It was just 1 week before Father's Day.
David was killed on impact, and Trey died the next day from internal brain injuries, leaving me with twin 11-year-old sons at the time.
Joy Blakely's husband and son were riding bikes that Sunday morning.
Just telling my story is like reliving the normal day before, and then the day of the crash, and the day that I was told Trey was brain dead.
Patricia Volker lost 4.
It was my daughter's husband and his 2 sons by his first marriage, and then their son together.
They were on their way home, celebrating a newborn baby and a birthday. Together, all of them share the same pain, each lighting a candle to remember their loved ones year after year.
It's the only thing I can do for them. I can't take Kelly shopping. I can't buy them Christmas presents. I can't send them birthday cards. But I can tell people what happens when you make the decision to drink and then drive. And so I just keep doing it, and I do it wherever anybody will listen to me.
In Columbia, Caroline Patricus, WIS News 10.
According to MAD statistics, last year 301 people died in drunk driving related crashes. South Carolina ranks 10th in the nation in the number of drunk driving deaths. 2 years ago, though, we were number 1. A young man succeeding with the help of his service dog. And now this pair is off to adventures abroad. More on their special bond still to come on the news at 11.
Opportunity to get wet goes way up. After tomorrow, we'll see the numbers or the percentages of rain chances going way up. We'll talk about what this means for you coming up over the next couple of days.
A boil water advisory is in effect for City of Columbia water customers who live on Divine Street. Officials say a water main break in the area could have contaminated the water. They are currently working to fix this issue. So residents living between Beltline Boulevard and Cross Hill Road in Columbia should boil their water for 1 full minute before using it. We'll let you know when the advisory has been lifted.
The rain has moved in. It's been of the light variety, but it's still rain. It's still helping. It's still going to benefit us in the long run. You can see the light rain in parts of Columbia now, all across South Carolina. You see where the light spotty showers have moved in, even down to Charleston. They're finally starting to get in on some of this wet stuff. Now, as we look back towards Huntsville and north of Huntsville, south of Nashville, this is an area getting heavier rain. All the rain from Huntsville down to Birmingham, over to Atlanta, Athens, all of this coming in the lighter variety. So we're not talking about big, huge storms, just good, slow soaking rain. Kind of nuisance rain as you're driving about. A lot of times it kind of blows back on you. You don't really see a whole lot of rain, but it is certainly enough to wet the ground and slow you down a bit if you're going to be driving, if not tonight, into early tomorrow morning. So by tomorrow morning, we should have a nice full soaking. At least every county in South Carolina should at least have seen some rain by that point. Now, by the time we start to transition into the afternoon hours, we're going to see some of those areas kind of become in pockets of showers. At times, those showers may come down heavy, especially as we transition into your Sunday night. So it wouldn't be out of the question to hear a rumble or two of thunder and to certainly see gusty winds out there. So be mindful of that as you go through your Sunday night. Of course, the last time we had some thunder around the area, I had several folks go into my Facebook page and ask me, what was that? It was thunder. We certainly could see some thunder with this. I'm not expecting widespread severe weather, but we could certainly have a few good downpours as we transition right through your Sunday night into your Monday morning. Looks like it's going to be a wet and messy morning commute. We'll get a break here and there, and then we'll see another round of stronger storms moving up from the south on your Monday afternoon and into the evening. And at times, again, we could see some periods of heavy rainfall. Looks like we could see ourselves getting up to about 3 inches of rain once this is all said and done. And especially if we continue to see all the numbers coming in like the models suggest, we could certainly see 3 full inches. Not enough to bust the drought, but certainly enough to help it. 52 degrees for you tomorrow, so it'll be a wet and a cold, raw Sunday coming your way. 45 to get you started on Monday morning and 55 during the afternoon. We're talking 70% chance of rain throughout your Monday, your Tuesday up to 80%. Basically, we're talking about off and on showers from now until about Tuesday night. We're back after this.
A USC student is headed to Oxford, England on a prestigious scholarship, and his service dog is sticking by his side. Jory Fleming is a senior. Daisy is a 5-year-old English lab. She is a pal's assistance dog that's been with Jory since his freshman year. Now, Jory has a genetic condition that affects his muscles, among other things. He also has autism. He says Daisy helps him with everything from keeping his balance to easing tension and more. She's given him much needed independence and helped him excel to become a Rhodes Scholar.
Before Daisy, I mean, I'd heard of service dogs, but to be honest, I thought only people that were blind had service dogs, a guide dog. And so I really wasn't aware of all that could be done. And it's really amazing to see, like, all the things Daisy does to help me is different from the things, for instance, for somebody in a wheelchair. And so that's really neat to see how they can train the dog to really help an individual.
Jory is one of just 32 people from the U.S. chosen to be a Rhodes Scholar and study abroad at Oxford. He says Daisy will also be attending Oxford and fulfilling the same roles she does right now. It is that time of year when many people are getting into the holiday spirit. This weekend, the Midlands was full of spirit. The Lexington Police Department held its annual Toys for Tots drive at Menchie's Frozen Yogurt in Lexington. There was Christmas karaoke and free froyo with a toy donation. Santa unexpectedly showed up to help collect the toys. He had a little help by elves Joy and Buddy. Now, the drive helps make sure underprivileged kids have gifts to open on Christmas morning. Today, about 600 people got a look inside the historic Sumter County home known as the Ruins in Stateburg. The home dates back to the 1700s and is currently owned by Colonel Rhett and Pat Somerville. Volunteers decorated the home for Christmas, and guests got to tour the home and the property. And a pre-holiday shopping extravaganza. The Sunrise Chorale of Brooklyn Baptist Church held its 24th annual African-American pre-holiday shopping extravaganza in West Columbia. Organizers say the event allows shoppers to support, help maintain, and grow local businesses. There were activities and performances by local talent and a visit from Santa. Coming up, we'll have an update on the ACC championship game. Clemson hoping to win back-to-back titles and make it a three-peat at the SEC championship for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Sports is next. And tonight, an all-new SNL. You're taking a live look at 30 Rock in New York. Emma Stone is tonight's host, and Shawn Mendes is the musical guest. Well, some rain is here, more on the way.
Absolutely. Tomorrow you have a good chance of getting wet, but a better opportunity as we head into Monday and into Tuesday. Notice temperatures will be on the chilly side as well. Only in the 50s for the next couple of days as we're tracking that rain. Of course, that rain could turn into a few storms on Tuesday, so keep your ears open then. We'll have a couple days in the 60s before we're back in the 40s for highs.
Back to the 40s. All right. Thank you, Vaughn. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
This holiday.